Mental discipline isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about gaining clarity and control. It's not about silencing your thoughts, but organizing them. Imagine waking up each day with a calm mind, a focused goal, and the strength to act, even when you don't feel like it. That's the power we're going to talk about today. And to make it simple and practical, we'll explore 5 easy habits that anyone can follow. In this part, we'll begin with the first 2. These habits aren't complex. They don't need fancy tools or long hours. Just small changes practiced daily can lead to big results. Habit 1, start your day with stillness. The first habit is simple but life-changing. Begin your day with stillness. When we wake up, most of us grab our phones, check messages, or jump straight into tasks. Our minds are instantly pulled in 10 different directions. But what if, instead, we gave ourselves just 10 quiet minutes? No noise, no rush, just you and your thoughts. This is not about complicated meditation techniques or deep philosophy. Just sit, close your eyes, and let your mind breathe. This stillness sets the tone for the rest of the day. It gives you a chance to connect with your own thoughts before the world floods in. In these few minutes, you can set an intention. What do I want to feel today? What do I want to focus on? This helps your mind understand what matters. Over time, this practice creates mental space, and with space comes clarity. You're no longer reacting to the world, you're responding with purpose. Discipline begins here, by learning to pause before you act. Habit 2, create a one-thing focus list. The second habit is all about clarity and focus. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when your to-do list is long and your energy is scattered. That's why the habit of creating a one-thing focus list is so powerful. Every morning after your stillness practice, ask yourself, what is the one most important thing I need to complete today? Write it down. Just one thing. Not 5, not 10. 1. This habit teaches your mind prioritization, which is a core part of discipline. The human brain works better when it has a clear, singular direction. When you focus on too many things at once, progress feels slow and motivation drops. But when you complete that one important task, no matter how small, you send a signal to your mind. I finish what I start. This builds trust in yourself. It builds momentum. And eventually, your mind learns that focus leads to freedom. You don't have to do everything, just the right things, and do them well. Habit 3, practice digital boundaries. In today's world, the mind is constantly bombarded with notifications, messages, and endless scrolling. One of the strongest habits you can build for mental discipline is creating boundaries with digital use. This doesn't mean quitting your devices or deleting all your apps. It simply means using them with awareness. Set specific times to check messages or social media. Keep your phone away when working or during meals. Use features like Do Not Disturb or app timers. These small actions create space for focus, calm, and real-life presence. When you limit digital noise, your mind finds peace. You also regain control over where your attention goes. Every time you choose presence over distraction, you strengthen your mental muscles. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are protection for your focus, energy, and mental strength. Habit 4, speak kindly to yourself. The way you talk to yourself matters more than you realize. Many people train their bodies, plan their goals, and organize their work, but they forget to care for their inner voice. Mental discipline also means being aware of your self-talk. Are you always criticizing yourself when things go wrong? Do you use harsh words in your mind when you make a mistake? If yes, then it's time to change that. Replace blame with learning. Instead of saying I failed, say I learned. Instead of I'm not good enough, say I'm still growing. This shift in language changes how your mind sees challenges. You begin to build resilience, not resistance. Speak with the same kindness and patience you would offer a close friend. When your mind hears support instead of criticism, it feels safe to try, to fail, and to rise again. That's true strength. Habit 5, stick to a sleep-wake routine. Discipline of the mind also depends on the condition of the body. A tired mind cannot focus. A restless body cannot feel calm. That's why a regular sleep-wake routine is one of the best habits you can build. This means waking up and going to bed at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body and mind love rhythm. When your sleep is regular, your mind becomes sharper, your emotions settle, and your willpower improves. Don't underestimate the power of rest. It's not a waste of time. It's fuel for everything else. Cut down on screen time before sleep. Keep your room quiet and dark. Avoid heavy food or stressful conversations late at night. A clear mind starts with a rested body. If your goal is to discipline your thoughts, begin by respecting your rest. These 5 simple habits, morning stillness, one thing focus, digital boundaries, kind self-talk, and sleep routine, may seem small on their own, but together they create a strong foundation for mental discipline. The goal is not to control every thought. The goal is to guide your mind toward clarity, focus, and peace. With daily effort, these habits become second nature. You don't have to be perfect. You only need to be consistent. Discipline is not about punishment or pressure. It's about creating a life that feels clear, strong, and balanced. When your mind is disciplined, you are no longer a slave to mood, distraction, or stress. You become the driver of your own journey. You decide where your attention goes. You decide how you respond to challenges. You decide what kind of life you want, and you build it step by step. So begin today. Choose one habit. Practice it with patience. Then slowly add the others. There is no need to rush. The most powerful changes happen quietly, over time. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today. Remember this, the most successful people aren't the ones with the most talent or luck. They're the ones who discipline their minds and act with focus every single day. As we said earlier, discipline is not a punishment. It is a path to freedom. This single thought can change your relationship with effort. Many people think discipline is about forcing yourself, giving up joy, or living a strict life with no fun. But in truth, discipline gives you more freedom, not less. Think of someone who wakes up on time, eats clean, and finishes work without delay. They have more free time, better energy, and less stress. Why? Because their mind is trained to stay focused, not distracted. On the other hand, someone without discipline often feels stuck, tired, behind schedule, and overwhelmed. They may appear free from rules, but in reality, they are controlled by habits they don't even notice. Freedom is not the absence of rules. True freedom is the power to live your life with purpose, and that purpose comes from a disciplined mind. A disciplined mind does not run from problems. It faces them. It does not get lost in emotions. It understands and manages them. It does not rely on perfect conditions. It acts no matter what. When you learn to discipline your mind, you create a life where you are not controlled by the outside world. You become stronger inside. That strength gives you confidence, peace, and direction. Discipline doesn't limit you. It sets you free to become who you really are. The truth is, most people don't lack goals. They lack consistency. They start with excitement, but stop at the first sign of difficulty. That's not because they're weak. It's because they've never trained their minds for challenge. The world teaches us to chase motivation, but motivation comes and goes. What you need is discipline, because discipline stays. It wakes you up when you want to sleep in. It makes you practice when others are relaxing. It pushes you forward when the path feels slow. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. And every time you choose discipline, you grow stronger. Another reason people struggle is because they expect fast results. They try something for a few days, don't see progress, and quit. But discipline is not about speed. It's about direction. If you are moving in the right direction, even slowly, you are still winning. Think of a plant. You don't see its roots growing underground, but that doesn't mean it's not growing. The same goes for your mind. When you show up every day, even when it's hard, you are building invisible strength. Slowly, your patience grows, your focus sharpens, your emotions calm. These changes may not be loud, but they are powerful. And one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Discipline becomes easier when you have a reason, a strong why. Ask yourself, why do I want to improve? Why do I want a stronger mind? Maybe you want to support your family, follow your dreams, become healthier, or feel proud of yourself. Whatever your reason is, hold on to it. Write it down. Repeat it to yourself when things get tough. Discipline without a purpose feels heavy, but when it is driven by meaning, it becomes a powerful force. Every time you feel like quitting, remind yourself of your why. Your reason is the fuel behind your actions. When your mind forgets, your reason will remind you. Think of all the people who pushed through hard times, not because life was easy, but because their reason was strong. Athletes who trained in silence for years, students who studied late while others partied, workers who stayed patient through struggle. What did they all have in common? A purpose that lit a fire inside them. That fire is what turns discipline from a burden into a blessing. So find your fire, feed it daily with thoughts, goals, and reminders. Let your reason be louder than your excuses. And with each step, you'll feel your discipline turning into strength, and that strength turning into success. And discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being committed. You will have days when your mind feels tired. You will face moments when giving up feels easier than moving forward. That's okay. Discipline is not about never falling. It's about rising again every time you fall. The life you want is not built in one big moment. It is built slowly with daily choices. When you wake up early, even when you feel lazy, that's discipline. When you say no to short-term pleasure for long-term gain, that's discipline. When you push through doubt, fear, or boredom, that is where real change happens. So ask yourself today, what kind of life do I want? And am I willing to do a little each day to create it? Because the truth is, nobody else can discipline your mind for you. Only you can. And that's the best part. It's fully in your control. You don't need perfect tools or ideal conditions. You just need a decision to start, a decision to keep going, a decision to not give up. Discipline is not a gift, it is a skill. And every single day, you have a chance to build it. Start today, stay with it, and soon your disciplined mind will become your greatest power. Discipline is a daily promise you make to yourself. It's not about shouting out goals or showing off your progress to others. It's about what you do when no one is watching. It's those quiet decisions, waking up on time, putting your phone down, showing up for yourself, that shape your future. People often wait for motivation, but motivation is like the weather. It changes. Sometimes it's sunny and you feel great. Other times it's cloudy and you don't feel like doing anything. That's when discipline steps in. Discipline says, I'll do it anyway. And when you keep doing that, something changes inside you. You stop relying on mood and start relying on routine. There will always be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or unsure. That's normal, but don't let those days define your progress. One bad day doesn't undo weeks of effort. One moment of doubt doesn't erase your strength. What matters is what you do next. Discipline teaches you to continue, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. And every time you get through a hard moment, you grow a little stronger. Your mind learns to stay calm under pressure. You build emotional balance. You begin to trust yourself, and that self-trust becomes a quiet confidence that nobody can take away. You may not see results right away, and that's okay. Real progress takes time. Think of a tree. You don't see it growing every day, but under the surface, the roots are spreading. The trunk is getting stronger, and one day, the branches reach high. Your mind works the same way. Every time you show up, even in silence, you are building something powerful. You may not notice it now, but you will one day. Others will wonder how you became so focused, so calm, so consistent. And the answer will be simple. You disciplined your mind, one day at a time. A lot of people chase quick wins and shortcuts. But you're not here for shortcuts. You're here for something solid, something that lasts, and that comes from building discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a gift you give yourself. It brings order to your life. It helps you make better choices. It allows you to focus on what matters and let go of what doesn't. It creates a mental strength that doesn't depend on motivation, mood, or other people. When you have discipline, you become unstoppable. Not because everything is easy, but because you don't stop when it's hard. No one else can build this for you. No one else can train your mind. It's your responsibility, and that's a good thing, because it means you have the power to change. You have the power to choose your thoughts, your actions, your path. And when you take full responsibility, something amazing happens. You feel free, free from excuses, free from blame, free from waiting for perfect timing. Discipline is your tool, and your life is the project. Each choice you make is a brick. Build it with care, with purpose, with patience,